On his biggest remark against Islamabad yet, US President Joe Biden calls Pakistan a dangerous nation, citing its arsenal of nuclear weapons and seemingly opaque command and control mechanism. President Biden made the comments while speaking at the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee reception. He was asked about China's role relative to India, China, and Pakistan. Biden said that former President Barack Obama gave him the task of dealing with Xi Jinping when he was the vice president. He then talked about Pakistan, where he said, and I quote, "What I think is maybe one of the most dangerous nations in the world, Pakistan, nuclear weapons without any cohesion." Pakistan has not yet reacted to the comment, and Biden's remarks could be seen as a huge setback to the Shehbaz Sharif government's bid to improve ties with the US. While Islamabad has been mum, the opposition PTI has slammed the US for its comments. The ex-minister Fawad Chaudhry demanded that Biden should immediately retract his statement. In a tweet, the former Human Rights Minister Shireen Mazari said that Biden's quote-unquote rant on Pakistan is not unexpected and that they have been doing it regularly. He adds that what's surprising is the silence of the Sharif government and the army. Now bringing you the latest on President Biden's comments on Pakistan, talking about Pakistan's nuclear arsenal and calling Pakistan a dangerous nation, citing its arsenal of nuclear weapons and seemingly opaque command and control mechanism. President Biden has made these comments while speaking at the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee reception. Biden had said that former President Barack Obama gave him the task of dealing with Xi Jinping when he was the vice president, and he then went on to talk about Pakistan, where he said, and I quote, "What I think is maybe one of the most dangerous nations in the world, Pakistan, nuclear weapons without any cohesion." Now, Pakistan has not yet reacted to US President Joe Biden's comment, and Biden's remarks could be seen as a huge setback to the Shehbaz Sharif government's bid to improve ties with the US. Now, while Islamabad has been mum, the opposition PTI has slammed the US for these comments. The ex-minister Fawad Chaudhry demanded that Biden should immediately retract his statement. In a tweet, the former Human Rights Minister Shireen Mazari had said that Biden's quote-unquote rant on Pakistan is not unexpected and that they have been doing this regularly. Adding that what's surprising is the silence of both the Sharif government and the army. And now joining us on this broadcast live is our Pakistan Bureau Chief, Anas Malik. Hello to you, Anas. Now, what do we make of this statement by US President Joe Biden saying what I think is maybe one of the most dangerous nations in the world, Pakistan, nuclear weapons without any cohesion? What do we make of this comment? What does it mean for Pakistan? And has there been any reaction to the statement from the Pakistan government?
Well, last question first. Reactions, we're expecting that two things. A formal reaction from the government at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs level, and in the past we've seen precedents are there where ambassadors have been summoned and called in for an explanation as well, including that of the US ambassador himself. He has been summoned as well, and an explanation has been sought, so it will not be much of a surprise in case if the Pakistani government summons the US ambassador and seeks an explanation and puts their perspective across. But the Minister for Power and Energy, Khurram Dastagir, has responded. He's made a comment and he said that the Pakistani nuclear program is very safe, and that the context of the comments have to be understood, but they're uncalled for. That's something that has been reiterated by senior Pakistani officials as well. The Pakistani government officials have also reiterated the same. Now, to the second part of your question, what does this mean for Pakistan? Well, these are quite damning comments because these come in the backdrop of this back and forth of visits by the Pakistani Army Chief, by the Pakistani Foreign Minister, and by the Pakistani Prime Minister very recently, just 3 weeks back, to the United States. All of these were in the United States. Having said that, this would perhaps give them an opportunity to introspect on the narrative that the US has been saying vis-a-vis strategic partnership, because clearly you don't get to nobody gets to pass on such comments which the Pakistani side says that they are irresponsible or uncalled for when you have a strategic partner. Now, the first part of your question, why is it? Well, there are a lot of speculations in Islamabad, but they say that very recently we've seen President Biden picking up a diplomatic spat with Saudi Arabia, and now it is a diplomatic row with Pakistan. So it would be seen in that context. It would be seen the fact that how Pakistan is being cornered by the US, where it has no mention of its of the country in the recently released national security policy document as well. And additionally, Pakistani side also says or believes that Pakistan's nuclear program is very, very safe, and they say that that is something that has been recognized not just by the international community, but in fact by the US inspectors as well, and US based bodies as well. Alison.
Anas, thank you very much for bringing us all the details there.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.